So, Jay, did you hear that Oneaters are getting back together for a charity viewing party of that thing you do this Friday?
The wonders, Jay. Wonders.
Oh, right, okay, that's right. Well, here we are. It's Wednesday, April 15th. It's the Currents Music News. I'm Jay.
And I'm Jade. And Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach said, I bought every pair of Cuban-heeled boots from 1987 to 2011 from Trash and Vaudeville from Jimmy. He's talking about Jimmy Webb, who was the manager at this beloved store in New York, where if you wanted to look like a rock and roll star, you would go to Jimmy. Jimmy Webb sadly died of cancer at the age of 62, as was reported by one of his friends to Rolling Stone. And, it might have seemed like he was an institution long before he actually arrived, because he didn't actually get to Trash and Vaudeville until around 1999. But immediately, basically, as soon as he busted on the scene, he became great friends with shoppers like Iggy Pop, Debbie Harry, Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses, Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day. Even megastars like Beyonce wore some of his outfits, and they graced the pages of Vogue. It was on MTV pretty much anywhere you look. But as one of his friends said, he was really just one of a kind. He was, yes, fun to watch, interacting with all these celebrities, but really the greatest thing about him was watching him give a discount or maybe hide some pants for a kid that was going to be saving up for the next 6 months. As one of his friends at the shop said, he had a heart as big as his head.
So we've all been watching artists perform from home. And it's nice to connect with music at this time, and you see some spontaneous performances, see a little window into their more private world maybe. But of course you understand the quality is not going to be sonically what it would be at a professional studio. So most recording studio owners are pretty confident that when they are able to safely open back up, artists will come back. But some are kind of wondering that as artists set up more and more home studios and spend more time at home, maybe some of them are going to feel like going the Billie Eilish route and just start making records at home. Well, Billboard caught up with some studio owners in Nashville, and that's a city that has especially been having a tough time this year because that tornado tore through town and now the pandemic hit. So studio owners are having a tough time there. Of course, you don't have people like Garth Brooks and Miranda Lambert making records, but the studio owners also pointed out that they are losing a source of revenue that you might not think about when you think about music in Nashville. This is actually the time of year that artists would be in those studios recording soundtracks to video games that are going to be coming out this fall for the big holiday rush. So it's tough times for studio owners in Nashville. A couple studios have closed permanently, including the Warner Brothers studio and a studio called The Tracking Room. Billboard talked to a guy named Nick Autry, who runs a studio called Black River. And Nick Autry says that even though Black River probably will get some more business because these competing studios have closed, he's not happy about the situation. He says, I've made friends with these people for a dozen years, and then they don't have a job anymore. I'm not going to have the tracking room to run down and get a cable or help him if he needs something. So, tough times in Music City.
And moving on to possibly some good things happening in another music city. Jay, if you are going to throw a New Jersey party, who has to be there?
SZA.
Yes, actually, yes. Wow, deep cut, yes. You're probably also thinking Bruce Springsteen. Yes, of course. The boss, that's his hometown. Of course he has to be there. Bon Jovi. Yup. What about Halsey? Yeah, Halsey. She's a Jersey girl too. Charlie Puth. Yes, he's a Jersey kid. What about Tony Bennett? No, he's from New York. But in this case, he's allowed to come and join them on this lineup that is huge that's happening in New Jersey. It's called Jersey for Jersey. It's a big fundraiser. The whole thing's going to be happening live stream, as all these fundraisers are happening these days. This one's going down on Wednesday, April 22nd, and the boss himself showed up on Good Morning America to make the announcement.
New Jersey has been hit especially hard by the coronavirus pandemic, and the people of New Jersey have always stepped up during difficult times. The event is called Jersey for Jersey, and the proceeds will go to the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund. This is our effort to do everything we can for our folks here in the Garden State, and I hope you'll join us. Thanks.
You might have been wondering, American Idol is supposed to have live episodes coming up. Can that happen at this time? It turns out the answer is yes. When this season's live rounds begin on April 26th, Ryan Seacrest will host From Home. Judges Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan, all coming in from home. Contestants will perform from home. ABC is going to share more details about how this is all going to work as that April 26th live date approaches. But one thing that is not going to change is that the audience will continue voting from home. That's today's music news. We'll be back with another episode, so you can like and follow us to make sure you catch that. And in the meantime, you can listen to The Current on the radio, on our web stream, on our app, on your smart speaker. And click on the comments. Let us know what music news stories are meaningful to you right now.
And don't forget, we're looking for your 893 songs that bring us all together. So if you want to share those, let us know as well. And we wanted to wrap things up, give you your moment of zen. This one, I think, is a little bit more of a caffeinated zen. Dolly Parton, who's just been a joy and a blessing to us all, let's be honest, in recent days, decided to make a new music video for an old song. There's all these songs from basically the 2000s that are being released finally to be streaming for the very first time. And so she made a video for I'm Gone, which is a song of hers from this 2002 album called Halos and Horns. It is goofy. And there are more dollies than you've ever seen in your life wearing bright technicolor outfits. And as Dolly said, I love the aliens. See if you agree.
You can have the house, the car, the boat, my records, books, and stereo, the dog and the cat, my ceramic shop out back, my doll collection, and my clothes.